Hey everyone, welcome to the channel where we love to talk about movies. Welcome especially if you're new. If you enjoy talking about movies and staying up to speed on what's in theaters and what's worth checking out, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a review. Alright, with that we're going to get into today's review, which is for Brahmastra Part One, Shiva. So in this movie, this is the story of Shiva, who sets out in search of love and self-discovery. During his journey, he has to face many evil forces that threaten our existence. So we're going to try a slightly different format to the review. I'm basically going to pick out 5 points to talk about, and they could be pros or cons or good or bad about the movie, but just keeping it to 5, and then I'll give my final thoughts on the film at the end. So the first point of the film that I want to cover is the character of Isha. I think she was my favorite in the movie, and the movie really slowed down when she was out of it for part of the second act. So this will be spoiler free. It's mostly just kind of talking about structure, but so I think that was very apparent how much she added to the film when it had a few scenes where she wasn't in it, and it's just I think it's a mark to how how influential her character was on the film. So I really liked that she wasn't like super powered or anything, but she was still there along for the adventure and helping out just as much as everybody else. The second point I want to talk about is Shiva. He's the main character. He's definitely tropey, but it's in a good way. I mean, there's a reason that the tropes are what they are for, the main hero of like an adventure story. But here it definitely works. He's very likable, and you buy into the character, at least I did, and he's somebody that you want to root for and to succeed. Third up, we have the music. I thought the music was phenomenal. It's done by, I think his name is Pritam. He also did the music for the movie Lal Sin Chada, which was also really good music. And I think the one small critique I have is that it's almost a little too constantly epic, but otherwise it's definitely something that I'd love to listen to just on its own. And I thought he knocked it out of the park. And then fourth up, we have the special effects. I thought they were kind of hit and miss. Some of them were really good, and others were, like, there's several shots of, like, people falling that I think would have probably looked pretty cool in 3D, but it looked just, like, a little weird on a 2D screen. I had gotten a ticket to see this in IMAX 3D, and then when I got to the theater, they said their projector for the IMAX was broken, so I ended up just seeing it on a regular 2D screen, and I gotta say I was really disappointed that that ended up being the case, because it definitely seemed like a movie that deserved to be shown in IMAX 3D, and I think that a lot of that was due to the special effects. Like, I think it was filmed for 3D, and there's a lot of like kind of sparks and lights kind of going all across the screen, and like throughout I was like, man, I wish I could be watching this in 3D right now, but that is what it was. So, and then last up, I thought the lore and mythology was pretty interesting. It definitely created what felt like a very large universe, but then kind of paradoxically it felt very small at the same time, because it focuses on just a piece of that whole universe. So I thought that it created something I was interested in, but only gave us like a bite, and so I'd love to see more of it and kind of see it more fleshed out. But so those are the 5 points that kind of stuck out to me for the film. Overall, I give this movie a B. I thought it was a fun watch. It's on the level of, like, it feels kind of like a Marvel film, but mixed with some other stuff. It definitely was a little strange, or to bounce between like action scenes and then some Bollywood dance numbers, but it was something unique and new that I hadn't seen before. So I actually kind of liked that, even though it felt a little unfamiliar, but I do think it's a good thing. It's certainly not as good as some of your best superhero films, at least in my opinion, but I think it's certainly better than some of the Marvel films that have been put out, and was just a fun adventure sort of kind of superhero movie. So I think it's worth the watch, and it's one that I'd recommend if you're looking for something to see at the theater this week. So if you've had a chance to see the movie, though, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Who is your favorite character? Share that. I'd love to hear about it. So with that, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe so you never miss a review. And with that, we'll catch you in the next video.